Even though The Sandman has just recently become available on Netflix, we may already plan for a second season. Those who have consumed the easily consumable fantasy horror in one sitting will already be itching for someone to tie up the loose ends. The dark and enigmatic Morpheus appeared to win in Neil Gaiman's adaptation of his graphic novel series. The master of the dreaming has become stronger than ever as a result of his mission to recover his stolen emblems from prison. That seems nice, right? There's nothing to be concerned about now that he's eliminated the dangers to himself and his fantasy world, right? Gwendoline Christie's Lucifer hasn't quite finished with this endless being. In fact, she is hell-bent on destroying Morpheus. She'll have to wait in line, though, as it seems the endless siblings Desire and Despair are claiming first dibs. So when and what can we expect from another season? Here's everything we know about The Sandman Season 2. As of August 2022, there has been no official confirmation of a Season 2, but as we're talking The Sandman, there's no harm in dreaming. We hopefully won't have to wait too long for an answer. As these things go, it's all about the streaming hits, and if the show proves popular, it's likely to get the green light. We have a feeling it stands a good chance. As for when it could hit screens, it could be a while. Efforts to transform the Sandman comic into a film began way back in the 90s. There it remained stagnant until 2019, when Netflix announced the TV adaptation. We hark back to those dark times, so you can take comfort in the knowledge that if Season 2 does transpire, it wouldn't take nearly as long to arrive as the first. And if The Sandman does get renewed for Season 2, we'd suspect it could come out sometime in 2024, depending on how soon the decision is made. Filming for Season 1 began in October 2020, but there were limitations due to the COVID-19 pandemic. By August 2021, Gaiman confirmed that filming had concluded. Because this is a fantasy show, we'd suspect there's a lot of work to be done in post-production. If or when filming starts on a potential second season, we'll have a better idea of a release window. As mentioned earlier, Desire and Despair are sure to remain a thorn in Morpheus's side. It was made clear that Desire would double down on their efforts to bring Morpheus to his knees, so a plot definitely is brewing. A possible team-up between them and Lucifer would make complete sense, as they too intend to destroy the King of Dreams. If we are to take inspiration from the source material, however, Rose's character is in for a rough ride. Having given her heart to her grandmother to get rid of the vortex within, she is left unable to love. If this is slowly unfolding, it is likely to wreak havoc in her life in unimaginable ways. The relationship between Nada and Morpheus could also be explored further. In the comics, he saw her suicide as a betrayal and sentenced her to hell as penance. Extremely harsh punishment, but it's to be taken with a pinch of salt, as the show may deviate from the comic book origins. It would be interesting to see how their on-screen story unfolds. There is also the fate of Lyta's newborn son to contend with. When the veil between the real world and the dreaming was made unstable by the vortex, Lyta was able to conceive the child with her dead husband during a dream. Morpheus made claims on the child as one of his creations and vowed to return for him once born. While Morpheus agreed that Rose had suffered enough and that he would not pursue her, it is unclear whether that generosity extends to her friend Lyta and her child. His attempts to remove the baby from Lyta could have devastating consequences for the endless being who underestimated the might of a grieving human once before in Roderick Burgess.